Hello and welcome to my talk about the use of generative AI in German school education. My name is Professor Dr. Marc Beutner and I'm Chair Professor of Business and Human Resource Education at the University of Paderborn in Germany. Welcome to my talk. So let's start with a closer look on an AI and what the UNESCO said about AI in 2024, because the study I would like to present today is also done in the year 2024 in December. So let's have a closer look. The UNESCO said artificial intelligence has the potential to address some of the biggest challenges in education today, innovative teaching and learning practices, and accelerate the process towards the SDG 4. SDG 4 is the Sustainable Development Goal 4, and this is about the use of education all over the world and to offer the opportunity of education to all people in the world. So let's have a closer look about the key principles of the UNESCO AI framework. So there are 5 key principles. The first is fostering a critical approach to AI. Prioritization of human-centered interaction with AI is the second one. The third key principle is encouraging environmentally sustainable AI. The fourth, promoting inclusivity and AI competency development. And last but not least, building core AI competencies for lifelong learning. And this is what we would like to talk about. So do teachers see that they have already such competencies, or is there a lack of competencies? So AI at schools means that teachers and learners must have the opportunity to learn to navigate digital tools and to understand cybersecurity and critical evaluate online information, especially when AI is sometimes doing hallucination, and therefore if they use AI in their classrooms, they have always to be critical and have to clarify if the data they will get is correct or not. Moreover, navigating the digital tools seems to be easy for the ones who are adjusted or accustomed to that, but for several people it's pretty new, and therefore they have to get the core information how to deal with these tools. So teachers have to integrate also AI and especially generative AI tools in their pedagogical and methodological portfolios. This is the basis for doing that in their courses and classes as well. And the methodological portfolios of how to do that has to be expanded. So they have to clarify what ways of teaching are there with regard to the integration of AI. Without AI, maybe the future of education would be totally different, but due to the fact that generative AI has found their way into schools already, and that it changed not only generative AI, but also AI itself, changed the situation in industry and in different branches. There is a need, especially for vocational education and training, to cope with the situation which already exists for example, apprenticeships in their daily apprentices in their daily work in a company, or for people who want to get to lifelong learning and would like to have a solid basis for their future work. This means that education has to change a little bit in the future and has to take AI more serious. Teachers have to integrate AI, and especially generative AI, in their pedagogical and methodological portfolios. This means that we have to have a closer look about what is going on in this field. So we did a qualitative research and a quantitative one on the use of AI in schools and how teachers feel about AI in schools. So research includes a qualitative study and a quantitative one, and I would like to present you both of these within the next minutes. So the qualitative study and the quantitative studies gathered information from teachers concerning their knowledge and their competences concerning AI in education. From our point of view, it seems that in the minds of many teachers exist already preconcepts about artificial intelligence, and that's exactly why they have to specify them to make sure that if there is a change in school life and educational life, that this is addressing the preconcepts they have, because at least this comes together with some expectations about the change, and we have to deal with these preconcepts. And they think, therefore, that specific competencies are needed to deal with AI, and some of them think they have these competences already, but some don't. And so we have to look at what competencies are there and how can we deal in the future with the competencies needed, or the preconcept about these competencies. So with these studies, these preconcepts about the maybe necessary skills and competences are addressed. So let's have some insight on the qualitative study. So first of all, we did a qualitative study in 2024, and this was done in December with 24 German teachers in the field of vocational education and training, and they were interviewed. And they were interviewed concerning their experiences with generative AI in VET. So when we have a closer look at the methodology, we have to deal with the concepts about the analysis. So the analysis was based on Meyring's qualitative content analysis and Cookert's analytical approach. We used MaxQDI, and MaxQDI is a program which helps us to identify and label specific elements within the transcripts which we derived from the interviews. So we did coding and structuring table first, then we came to the transcripts and we analyzed these transcripts with the program MaxQDA, where we gave categories and labeling, and were able to structure the different answers of the teachers. The interviews were semi-structured, and the interviews also included a narrative part to capture the aspects regarding AI that were important for our teachers. With regard to the categories, there was the possibility to integrate deductive and additional inductive ones. So the deductive categories were personalized learning, curriculum development, classroom management, administrative efficiency, teacher support, learner experience, and privacy and ethics. And these were concretized by some subcategories which you see here on screen. Moreover, we derive directly inductive categories from the interviews. For example, the need for professionalization, the acceptance of AI, the use of immersive technologies, and moreover, the experiences with generative AI tools, which were focusing on text generation, image generation, sound generation, video generation tools, as well as audio and speech tools and data and code generation tools. The core findings of our studies were that the teachers pointed out that they see realistic advantages in creating learning resources with generative AI. Moreover, they emphasized that there is a need for tools or ways to ensure that the educational material generated are correct, credible, and reliable. And this is due to the fact that they recognize the element of hallucination which can occur when you use AI. Here are some interviews and some of the things the teachers said in these interviews. Teacher 7 said, individualized feedback is pretty important in my job. Use ChatGPT to enhance my feedback and bring it more to the point. And this helps me to connect directly with the needs of the students. Moreover, teacher 3 added, in my case, I have students which are really weak students and which are not able to understand every text in English. I'm a foreign English teacher and I have to support them. So I prefer to provide them with an easier version of the text. This can be easily done with AI tools. Moreover, for the really weak students, I provide them also with a German translation. This is supportive because they have both text at hand, the German version and the English one. So you see that the teachers were discussing that on different levels, and most addressed ChatGPT or large language models as a generative AI versions. Here are some more insights. So teacher 20 said, I plan my lessons using an overview which I create myself. I often present this to ChatGPT and the tools provide me with additional information and also provide hints on additional teaching methods which could fit to my idea. I also find the tools, and this can be also AI tools, which make lesson planning easier for me. So they're not talking about the courses only, but they are also talking about how they improve their lesson planning. Teacher 1 said, from my point of view, competences improvement concerning artificial intelligence is crucial. I think that my teaching artificial intelligence is currently not so much included. In my teaching, artificial intelligence is not so much included due to the fact that I'm not sure how to handle the tools. Moreover, I'm full of doubts how to deal with the new teaching materials which are created or which are with the new content which can be created by using artificial intelligence. Actually, I don't know if the content is correct and exact and how I can prove this. So here we can see that the teacher experiences a lack of tools or information about tools which can prove that hallucination won't be there, and so he has to or she has to focus on other ways to deal with that, and most of the time it's the person itself which has to deal with that and see if the provided information is correct or not. So at least we can clarify here that the teachers are aware of this problem. Moreover, teacher 3 also adds the benefit of using AI in education, especially in the vocational field, is that I can create my learning resources much quicker and on a solid quality level. For teachers, there's always a challenge of working time. I have so many duties that I have to be quick with several of my tasks, and here AI may help me with the creation of adequate teaching materials. Especially in my language classes, this is supportive. The teachers also pointed out that the use of AI and creating learning resources with AI is a lot faster when you are getting used to AI and how to deal with that. At the beginning, it takes some time, but if you get used to it, it's becoming better. So let's have also a closer look into the quantitative survey study which we conducted. I provided this questionnaire to the teachers here in Germany, and in total there were 224 respondents which have no experiences with AI use in their school contexts. 36 participants, which are 28.13%, stated that they have only a few experiences, and only 35 persons, which is 16%, around 16%, 16.63%, said that they had adequate experiences. This is quite challenging because here the majority of the teachers feel that they have a lack of competences. 81.7% of the teachers, which are 183, wanted to get more information about AI, and 178 respondents feel a lack of their own competences in the field of AI. Last but not least, the teachers ask also for additional training on professionalization courses, and this was done by more than half of the teachers. So there are also some insights into the questionnaire here, and this is here an overview about the profile, how teachers feel about the use of generative AI in the classroom. So you see that they mostly think it's important. They think it's also a bit interesting. They think it's motivating, and some of them have fun with it. So it is seen as an innovative tool, and there is a tendency to that it's helpful. Many think it's a useful tool, and most of them think it's a necessary tool. So at the same time, they state that they think that it's hard to use in teaching, and that it's also not so easy or hard to use in learning. So you see that there is a difference between they see about the positive effects, where they think it's important and motivating and also necessary and innovative. But on the other hand, there are some points where the teachers are feeling a little bit weary about that, and this is about the use in teaching and learning. So here's an overview about the competencies which the teachers feeling they could have, or how much about these competencies they find in themselves. So pedagogical competences seem to be very important for them. Also, more than half think that the understanding of AI should be important to them. But you see that this is about 70%, that the instructional design of skills are less rated. So about 55% think that they are very important. Nevertheless, these three first elements of pedagogical competences, understanding AI, and the instructional design skills like designing learning experience by integrating AI in a meaningful way, this is seen as very important, and important via the huge majority of the teachers. This changes a little bit when it comes to AI literacy and understanding what AI and machine learning is. Here, only 35% think this is important, and importance is seen by 36%. So this means that here is at least more than 25% of the teachers who think that this is less important or unimportant. So with regard to tool proficiency, all teachers, or most of the teachers, say that it's very important or important. Important, think that 7% of the teachers think it's important, and about 88% think that it's very important. And this is a really huge majority. Moreover, with competencies in the field of ethical and responsible AI use, also a big majority of the teachers are thinking that this is an important aspect. So this here 41% think that it's very important, and about 37% think that at least that it's important. The competencies of critical thinking are rated in a pretty similar way. So also here about 40% are thinking that it's very important, and 35%, around 35%, think that it's important. Moreover, the use of quality judgment and judging the quality of the provided information, which is directly connected to the discussion about hallucination, is seen as important by 33%, very important by 33% of the teachers, and 36% think at least that it's important. So the competencies here to identify hallucination is seen as important by 39%, and this is the highest score we got. Skills concerning human AI collaboration is spread pretty much, because there the mean or the majority of the teachers think that it's less important. This is 43.75% of the teachers, which are 98. So only 28%, 28.57% think that it's very important, or 23.21% think that it's important. The classroom management in an AI enhanced environment is seen also as less important, because 52.23% of the teacher think that it's less important. The competences concerning student guidance in the field of AI is seen as very, very important, because 83.04% of the teachers state that it is very important, and also about 10%, so 9.82%, think at least that it's important. Data analysis and interpretation skills are seen as less important, and this is said by 56.25% of the teachers. So to come to a conclusion, in total, the quantitative and the qualitative studies show that AI use in education is an important aspect for now and for the future. Nevertheless, it's becoming pretty clear that the teachers are not really aware of the aspects and competencies which are needed to the use of AI in education and the classes. Educators using AI and new technologies to promote learning opportunities have to provide some kind of scaffolding for the learners, and this is based on a solid competence profile at the teachers themselves. And maybe the importance the teachers rated is not the real importance of these competences in reality, but we have to make sure that these are the aspects which the teacher themselves have in mind. And when it comes to fostering competencies of teachers, we have to take these information into account. They seem to be very open to act in the field of AI, and this should be supported in the future. Thank you for being here at my talk. My name is Professor Marc Beutner from the Chair of Business and Human Resource Education 2, and I was happy to present you this at EdMedia Conference 2025. Thank you. Have a nice day.